Emily, is it true that you're moving to a different high school? Seriously? Is it because I stole your boyfriend from you? Come on, you don't have to be so butthurt. It's not like this is the end of the world for you. Oops, I forgot to block you. Thanks for reminding me. I'll never see you then. Bye-bye. Wait. Why do you get to block me? If you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna block you before you block me. Alright, go ahead. But before I do that, let me know more about why you're leaving our high school. Is it seriously because I took your boyfriend from you? If so, how do you feel right now? I'm not leaving our high school because of you, and I don't care about our little dispute. Come on, Emily, you don't have to act so tough. I'm actually being very honest right now. The only reason that I'm moving to another school is because my dad's being moved to a different office for work. And it's also better for my future as well. I'm moving to the state that has my dream college. It'll be better if I'm eligible for in-state tuition. So, you were forced to move? Well, no. It was supposed to be just my dad at the beginning. And you weren't able to stay in our school thanks to me, so you're running away from me. Are you even listening? I just told you that it was because it was for a better choice for my future. The college tuition when I live there works better for our family, so that's why I'm moving. Plus, my dad said that he was staying there for a few years, so I thought it was better if we stayed together as a family. You're just making excuses, and it's obvious. Come on, just tell the truth. That is the truth. I know you want to hear that I left because you took my boyfriend, and that I feel awkward being around you guys since that happened, but it really has nothing to do with that, so stop trying. Do you have no shame? Because you stole my boyfriend, or because I couldn't see how trashy of a person the girl I thought my best friend was? Because I really am ashamed of myself for the latter. See? I knew you were still onto me about what I did to you. I mean, who wouldn't be embarrassed to have their own boyfriend stolen by their best friend? How do you manage to ignore everything I say and interpret whatever you want to hear? I thought your favorite subject was English. Stop being so sassy, Emily. Me? Sassy? That's basically all your personality consists of. See? You're being sassy. You've been so full of yourself ever since we got into high school. Just because the people in our class liked you. And I know how you've been hosting study sessions with your new little friends behind my back. I'm not doing anything behind your back. I just study alone, and everyone who has a question about the exam comes to ask me. You should have just said so if you wanted to be part of it. I did not want to be part of your trashy little meetings. Well, I just want to say that I didn't mean to do anything behind your back or make you feel left out. You think you're so special just because you have good grades. On top of that, you make a boyfriend before me? Who do you think you are? Wait, so you stole my boyfriend from me because you were jealous? You stepped out of line. I only made you my friend so you could help me stand out better. But you tried to be the main character. You tried to steal the spotlight from me. That's why you got what you deserved. You've been saying all these odd things. I've never wanted to steal the spotlight from you. You should know by now that I'm not the type to want to be the center of attention. You knew what you were doing. And I know that you'll have a hard time ahead in your life if you keep doing that to others. So, I did you a favor and stole your boyfriend from you. You needed someone to teach you a lesson.
Hey, Emily. How you been doing? Are you enjoying your new school?
Oh my god, you scared me. I forgot that I haven't blocked you yet.
Wait. Just wait for 1 second.
What do you want?
Well, I realized that I was in the wrong.
For what? Being born?
No, for dumping you to get with Carla.
Oh. Well, the past is in the past. You don't have to worry about that, so feel free to move on. I'm doing fine over here at my new school anyways.
So, you already made a new boyfriend?
No. I mean, I found a few people who I can talk to, but I'm not too close with anyone.
You already made a new boyfriend?
Wait, what? Like, after you?
She left me on the day after you moved to a new school.
Oh, wow.
That's it? Oh wow, she threw me away. Any sympathy?
I mean, you threw me away too. The day that I caught you two on a date together, you told me that you felt more comfortable around her and that she was the love of your life. Why would you want my sympathy now?
Now I know that I was wrong for all that.
So you texted me to apologize for your wrongdoings? Well, thank you for apologizing. See you.
Wait,
What? Can you please get to the point?
I want to get back together with you.
But I don't even go to the same school as you anymore.
Yeah, but we both talked about how we have the same dream college, didn't we? So I'm thinking that maybe we can meet up when we both get in.
Why don't you get back together with Emily? She was so much of a better match with you, wasn't she?
I can't get back together with Emily.
Why not?
She said that I needed to go get some plastic surgery if I wanted to keep dating her.
I mean, it's true that you have a pretty basic white boy face. Why don't you try getting a new haircut or something?
I'm not trying to find ways to convince Carla into dating me, Emily. I want to get back together with you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Look, regardless of what Clara said, I think your face is fine, and I think you'll find someone great in the future.
See? You're the only person who actually supports me from their heart.
I'm just trying to be positive, Ben.
You're the only person who truly understands me. I know that it's too late to apologize. I know, but I also know that I'll never mess this up again, and I'll make you the happiest girl in the world. That's why I contacted you today.
Look, I need to focus on my college admission now, so I think I'll stay away from all the drama for a while. And even if it wasn't at this very moment, I wouldn't consider dating a person who cheated on me even once, no matter how much they apologize to me.
Well, what do you need me to do to forgive me?
It's not about whether I forgive you or not. To be honest, I have no interest in you anymore. I don't like you anymore, and I don't care about you. So, I'm sorry, but please understand.
Wow, so I get tricked to leave the love of my life, and the girl who got me into the situation also threw me away. I have nothing left.
It's not like you to be so clingy. I guess I really never truly understand you as a person. And that's another reason for us not to date.
Can't you get to know me from now on?
Not a chance. I need to study for my SAT and revise my essay after that, so this is goodbye, once and for all. Hey, Emily, you still use this number, right? Sorry, who is this? You know damn well who this is. Your beautiful best friend, Carla. Have you forgotten about me? Or are you just trying to forget about me altogether since I took your boyfriend from you? If that's the case, I'm so very sorry for traumatizing you like that. Oh, it's you. I changed my phone a while ago, so I didn't have your number added, and you blocked me a decade ago. What brings you here? I was just wondering how you were doing. You know, since you didn't show up to the high school reunion that was held last month. Oh, yeah. I couldn't show up since I had a meeting scheduled on that day. I was so bummed out to not having been able to see you. It's been 10 years. I thought we would have some little time to catch up with each other. Is there anything I can help you with? I'm sort of busy right now. Actually, I had a small announcement to make. I'm getting married. You're getting married? Congratulations. Thank you so much. My fiancé is actually the owner of a company. He makes several $1 million a year. That's very impressive. Who's the lucky man? Oh, you haven't heard yet? Why would I know who you're dating? Well, he's someone that you already know. Someone that I know? You're still as sharp as a marble, aren't you? He's the only millionaire that you'll ever come close to. Still have no idea. This is the exact reason why you had your boyfriend taken away from you in high school. You're always only thinking about yourself, and guess what? Now I got your husband to propose to me. I'm even pregnant with his baby. I'm not married to anyone yet. What? What do you mean? You have a millionaire husband, don't you? I still have no idea who that mystery millionaire is. I've never married anyone before. Quit messing around. I'm talking about Kevin. I was working at the restaurant one day and he suddenly asked me if I was Carla and he introduced himself to me as your husband. Wow, that is terrifying. But he even had a picture of himself next to you and he had his ring on. He even went as far as to say that he got to know me when you two were looking through your yearbook together. Hold on, but I moved to another high school before graduation, remember? I mean, we did go to the same middle school too, but do you still look the same as back then? I probably wouldn't be able to recognize you if I'd only seen you in that one picture. I mean, everyone says that I look younger than my actual age. It seems like you haven't changed a bit either. Look, I get that you're tired of admitting that any man you choose will replace you with me. But it's the truth, so why don't you come clean with it? I am and will always be better than you. Do you seriously think that I would still give a slightest crap? If a guy decides to cheat on me, then that just means that he's just not worth my time. Besides, I actually don't have a husband, so you're actually scaring me with those stories. Are you sure you didn't mean someone else? No, I told you how he showed me a picture of the two of you next to each other. And you said you were getting married with that man? Yeah, so get ready for the divorce. Thanks for the millionaire husband. I really have no idea who you're talking about, so good luck, I guess. I have nothing against the idea of you getting married, and nor do I care. How do you feel right now? Are you mad? Sad? I don't feel anything because I have no idea who or what you're talking about. Stop trying to act tough. I know you're crying behind that screen. Whatever. I'm very sure that you'll lose that composure very soon. Imagine having another lady steal your husband and getting a divorce. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You know what? I feel terrible, so you could at least come to our wedding if that helps. Huh? You can drink the pain away. I'll send the date and location of the wedding later, so make sure to come, okay? It's going to be held in about a month. I wanted to make our engagement day the same day as my birthday, so it's gonna be before that. So make sure to finish all procedures before that. Got it? Great. See you there. Emily! Why would you leave in the middle of the party? It's almost your turn to give a congratulatory speech to us. I was right to show up out of curiosity. I understand what's going on now, and I didn't prepare a speech for you guys since you never let me know in advance. Well, then come up with something on the spot. We're best friends, aren't we? Just say something sweet, and I'll act touched. I have nothing sweet to say about a fake friend who's into stealing their friend's boyfriend. Nor do I have anything to say to the man who is my stalker. What do you mean by stalker? I didn't recognize him when they announced his name, but I knew who he was as soon as I saw him in person. The man who you just had a wedding with was my stalker. I had to take legal action to get him away from me. Wait, what do you mean? You mean exactly what I said. The man that you just got married to is the same man who used to stalk me. I had to get a restraining order on him. I was finally starting to feel safe. But I guess he was busy stalking you instead. But he told me that he was married to you. I mean, did you check his record? I'm sure you won't find anything about marriage with me. No, I didn't, but... Look, you need to believe me on this. I've never gotten married to the man before. Got it? But how is that possible? He even showed me a picture of himself with you. Yeah, he would stalk me and take pictures of me. Then he would edit himself into those pictures and spread lies that he was with me. Thanks to that, I was finally able to get the police to do something about him. You're lying. He told me that he's making millions a year. There's no way that someone with so much to lose would do something like that. You two aren't living together, right? Why don't you try paying attention to whether he actually leaves to work every day? Who knows? He might be lying about that whole story. I do live with him in the apartment that I've lived in for a few years. But we promised that we would take a look at the new places next week. Look, I'm not sure whether he became a million overnight or not. But the last time the police gave me information about him, they told me that he was unemployed. Or that he didn't have a proper job and was just going around starting and quitting part-time jobs. But he said that he has the money to buy a house for us. I told him that I would pay for the daily expenses since he's paying for the house. I even quit my day job as a restaurant server since he said I could just be a housewife. Well, have you taken a look at the house? Not yet, but we're going to soon. maybe you should at least take a look at his savings and see if he's telling the truth. Look, I get that you're jealous, and that I'm getting married to a rich guy who's going to give me the world, but you need to stop lying just to make me feel less of myself. I'm genuinely concerned for you, because I know how that man can be like. But I guess you don't want my advice. What help would you be to me? I'm just trying to point out what you might be getting yourself into. And what could that be? Kevin, my stalker. Do you know why he was stalking me? The police have evidence of him stalking me, by the way. Whatever, get to the point. Kevin had a girlfriend when he was in high school, but he was fed lies to by his girlfriend's best friend, and ended up leaving the girlfriend to be with her best friend. But it turned out that the best friend was just playing games and he was dumped right away. So he tried to get back with his initial girlfriend, but he was rejected, and that's how he became the initial girlfriend's stalker. Wait, but there's no way. He tried to get into the same university as me, but his grades weren't good enough and he didn't make it. So I ended up going to my dream school while he went to some other university, and he found me right before graduation, becoming my stalker. I was paid a pretty good amount as compensation, so I'm pretty much over it. Although, I was considerably traumatized for a while. So, you're saying that Kevin and Ben are the same people? You told him to get plastic surgery or something before you broke up with him, didn't you? How am I supposed to remember that? Well, he told me that you did. Those words must have bothered him a lot. My guess is that since he couldn't stalk me anymore, he changed his target from me to you. You have got to be kidding me. So, he's not the man that I thought he was? No, I don't think so. And I really don't think he has the money that he's saying he has. He had to pay some fees when I sued him, and it seems that he hadn't had a proper job in years. So, this whole thing is a fraud? Well, yes, but at least you're getting married before me, right? No, there's no at least to this. I stayed single until this age just so I could marry a rich and handsome guy that I thought would show up one day. Not some broken guy with a fake nose. The marriage is not valid. Well, you have fun working with that. I have nothing to do with this, and I'm going to block you, so good luck, I guess. Wait, I'll give him to you. He's your ex, isn't he? I'm sure he'd enjoy your company far better than mine. I agree, but I'm not interested. Sorry. But we're best friends. We're supposed to help each other through these things. I'm moving tomorrow to somewhere far away. Neither you nor him will ever find me again. I haven't felt so happy in a long time, Carla. Take me with you! I guess it's my turn now. What do you mean? You turn for what? What you taught me 10 years ago? How to erase someone else from your life? What do you mean? We're best friends. You can't just do that to me. Here goes nothing. Blocked. I've had Carla blocked since then, so I've only heard rumors about her. But apparently, I was right about Kevin being Ben, and the whole story about him buying a house was a lie. In fact, Millionaire story was a lie, and Ben took Carla back to his parents' house, where they now live together. I've only been to his house once during high school, but his mother was a horrible person who was obsessed with our son and would shame me for dating him. Hopefully, she's having a good time during her stay there for the rest of her life.
Hey, are you still freeloading from my parents at their house? Don't you think it's getting time for you to get out of that place for me? What? Freeloading? What are you talking about, Maggie? I understand that I am living with your parents within their home, but I don't think what I'm doing here could be considered freeloading in any way. Not even close to freeloading, actually. Well, from what I've seen and heard, you're freeloading there. You aren't even a part of my family, and yet you've been living off them for the longest time now without giving anything back to anyone in return. To me, it seems you have a bit of a misunderstanding about this whole situation here, but me being here and living with your family was not my choice. After my husband and your parents talked for a little while, it was decided that I'd come live here with them. But I'm pretty indifferent on living here with them or not, so now you're going to try and make it look like you're not wanting to live there? I know for a fact that you're lying right now. And what makes you so confident that I'm lying to you about everything going on over here right now? Maggie, can you tell me what the heck you want to say to me right now? Well, I'm going to be coming home to my parents' house starting tomorrow, and we'll be living there from now on. Huh? You're coming back? You're coming back to live with us here? You're the one that's freeloading off everyone, so don't you even try to say that I'm coming back to live there with you when it's not your place or family in the first place. That place is my parents' house, my house. So I'm allowed to come back to live there with them whenever I please. And I completely understand that, but coming back to live here starting tomorrow is too soon. And this is the first I'm hearing anything about you coming back here. Are you coming back here by yourself to live in this house? What about your family? Are you an idiot? What? I'm not coming back there to live on my own. I'll have my family come with me as well back to my parents' house. But when you say your whole family, that means you'll be bringing all 3 of your kids along with you as well, right? There's no way this house can fit everyone in it comfortably. Well, that has nothing to do with the freeloading parasite living off my family's money. I'm the one that gets to choose what happens there in the end, right? So go ahead and shut the hell up for me, would you? But I'm living in this house as well, so I think I have the right to express my opinions on this. And right now, this house is way too small to have the amount of people living in it that you say there will be. Then how about you get out of there? I think it's the perfect time for you to move into that little doghouse now that it's opened back up. Are you kidding me right now? Well, I'm just telling you what's going to be happening starting tomorrow. If you want to get out of that house, then be my guest and get lost. My family and I will be coming to live in that house, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. So any kind of complaining you try and do about it will be ignored. Well, I'm going to talk with your mom and with Nate about this. But I'm going to tell you right now that it might be harder than you think moving into this house with your 3 kids. I really have no idea why you're wanting to move back into this house again without any prior warnings to us, but... Nate, have you heard about how Maggie thinks she can come back to live in your parents' house again? No matter what she's trying to do or what she thinks, that'll be impossible right now with how small this place is.
Huh? Why would it be impossible?
You're asking me? What the heck, Nate? There's everything to do with this place being too small as it is, as well as those things to do with the payments on the house.
But that place is also my older sister's place that she can call home. So you can't say no or anything like that to her. Both you and I do not have the right to do that to even her.
No, I think we have the right to, actually.
And another thing, it's not just my older sister coming back, but her husband and family as well. So paying for the place will become a lot easier, right? Having them back to help us out. Her husband works at a pretty decent job, I've heard.
But do you not find all of this a little bit strange right now? If he was working a decent job and living a pretty normal life with his family, then why would they all be choosing to move back to Maggie's parents' house?
I have no clue about that.
But Nate, to me, having the amount of people in the house grow even larger is not going to work.
Even if you say it won't work, that's not going to change things in her mind. You are my wife, and this is my parents' house. So, you're gonna have to do your best to deal with all of this.
But I'm already doing my best to deal with things here as they are. If anything, you should be trying a little harder to fix things. Anyway, go and tell her that it's not going to be possible to live here with all of us, okay? We've already moved back into the house. But you didn't even bother giving any of us a hand, you useless dog. Huh? Are you really telling me that you've moved back into your parents' house already? I had told Nate to tell you not to move into the house yesterday, but it seems he didn't bother telling you anything after all. And I told you that trying to have a say in any of this would be useless, didn't I? We already moved into my parents' house, and there's nothing you can do to stop any of us now. But bringing all 3 of your kids along with you to move into the same house that I'm living in right now, that's not going to go well for any of us. Did you even stop to think about how things would work out after you moved into the house? You're being pretty dang annoying for someone that doesn't have to pay a dime or do anything to live in the house. Someone that's not going to help anyone in the house out with anything should go live in the doghouse. So you plan to keep treating me like someone less than your own family unless I leave the house then, huh? Do you really think you can get away with saying I have no right to say my opinion regarding the house? Well, that seems to be the case right now. You are nothing more than the wife of my little brother, so you live in the house with the least rights out of all of us. Well, anyway, I've already moved into the house now with my family, so you can give up now. My family wants to live in this house now, so you and my little brother better not do anything to disturb us. And I'll make sure of that by having you moved out into the doghouse to live. I'd rather just go back home to my parents' house. Is that so? Well, that's even better for us, actually. I really can no longer manage sitting here watching you continue with that crap that ends up affecting all of us in the end. And you just expected that I'd be the one having to move into that small doghouse? You have no right saying that to me when you don't even understand what's been going on at your parents' house for the longest time now. At this point, you are being such a brainless fool that I have nothing left to say to you. So if you really want to come back into this house without listening to a word I've said, go right ahead. But I'm going to move back to my parents' house instead of staying with all of you. I'm not sure what'll happen because of this, but you're going to be the one responsible for it. What a great little speech. Now get the hell out of here. You have nothing to do with my family. Well then, I'll be on my way. I'll be back to get a lot of my bigger things later, but for right now, I want to be far away from all of you. I really don't even have the drive to come back to that house right now, so I'm going back to my parents when I'm finished with all my tasks. Now, goodbye. Hey, Abigail! What the hell have you done? What do you mean, what the hell have I done? All I remember doing was leaving your parents' house just as you asked me to. What kind of complaint could you possibly have for me now? This is not some kind of complaint. Right now, I'm in trouble over here. I want to know why the hell my parents and Nate are starting to panic so much after hearing about you leaving our house. Oh, now they want to freak out? It's been a few days now since I got up and left everyone with no calls from them, so I assumed they were all okay. They told me that you had gone back to your parents for a little bit to visit them. But while you've been out of the house back at your folks' place, the bill for this house came in the mail and my parents started to panic because they need you back here right now. Where the hell are you and what are you doing? As I said, I've gone back to my parents' house for good. And I'm sure me doing such a thing would get your family panicked. After all, I was the one paying the bills on that house each month. Huh? You were? Did you think that me being Nate's wife meant that I wouldn't be forced to have to pay the bills around there? Well, I guess you wouldn't have expected that, considering you never knew a thing about the current situation in that house. Why have you been the one paying the bills on this house, though? What about my dad? What about Nate? Years ago, your dad got too aggressive with his gambling addiction and lost all of his money on some terrible bets. And as for Nate, he was laid off from his job last year, and ever since then, he's been saying he's been trying for a new job. The whole reason for us going and living with your parents is because of their terrible financial situation. And since I was able to support both Nate and I with my income alone, everyone assumed that I'd be able to handle 2 more people and their house. And ever since the day we had to start living with your parents again, I've been the only one working and bringing in any sort of money. Every single penny I've worked so hard for has gone into paying for everyone in the house and the bills. Did you not know anything about that? What the hell, Abigail? I never heard a thing about that going on here. Well, whether you heard about it or not, I don't care. Anyway, this all happened at the perfect time for me. What do you mean this happened at the perfect time for you? Well, living in that house with everyone was really beginning to drive me up the wall. And for the longest time, I've been wanting to divorce your brother. I'm amazed that all of this had to happen right now, though. But hey, that's all perfect for me. Huh? You're telling me that you've been wanting to divorce Nate for a long time? Well, yeah. And why wouldn't I have been wanting that? I've been working my butt off just to give all my earnings away to both my husband and his parents. And Nate has abused the current situation to the point he doesn't even care to work anymore, instead of just going out to play all day. All I've been for your family is their gosh dang ATM. I highly doubt that's the case. Well, anyway, because of what's all happened, I'm going to be living with my parents now and divorcing Nate. Thank freaking God, though. Getting the chance to leave so soon. Maggie, thank you for giving me this chance. Giving you the chance? No, that's not what I wanted to give you. So wait, you're going to leave my brother now too? I've already gotten in touch with a lawyer about it, and the word that I'll be leaving him should be arriving very soon. Maggie, I don't have the will to be a part of your family any longer. Living with everyone has been the worst part of my life thus far, so I'm glad I have this chance to leave. Does Nate know about all of this, though? For the past few days, he and my parents have all been freaking out because you haven't come home. I'm sure. The only way they were all able to live was with the help of my money. You're telling me that my own brother had to rely on you? I am. I bet if you asked him about that right now, he'd say the same thing. How does that sound? How about you go and talk with him about all of this? But maybe if he were to learn that it's all because of you that I've finally been given the chance to divorce him, well, Nate might just end up going off on you instead of me because of that. Wait a minute, Abigail. I never knew a thing about any of this. I didn't mean to have you go and divorce Nate because of this. I just wanted you to know who the boss in this family was by picking on you a little. Well, that was a great way to get me to realize I needed to get out of that house, so thank you, Maggie. Please don't say you'll move back in with your parents for good. Huh? Why are you saying all of that to me now? You were the one saying that I was a freeloading stranger this whole time at your parents' house. And then you continued to tell me to move into the doghouse out back once your family got settled in. If I had to make the choice between living in that tiny and run-down hut or going back to my parents' house, of course I'd choose my parents' house. I think that we had a bit of a misunderstanding back then, though. When I was telling you all of that, I didn't know how you were the one paying for this house and my family. I'm so sorry for not learning about all of that beforehand. Look, I've just apologized to you. Now, you can forgive me, right? Maggie, this is not about me forgiving you or not. So the apologies that you're giving to me right now mean nothing to me. There's no freaking way, though. I'm your husband's older sister. You are meant to listen to me and take every word I say as law. I'm leaving him soon, though. So your word being law and all that doesn't mean crap to me. How about you start to take responsibility for what you've started? I mean, I already listened to most of what you said a few days ago, so that should be enough for you. You told me to leave the house, and so I did. And because of that, I'm able to divorce your brother now. Are you trying to say that this is all my fault, then? Not trying. It is all your fault. It's because of what you'd done that I'm finally able to wake up to days filled with feelings besides that of stress. Have you learned now that you can't take back what you say? Wait, at least forgive me this one time, Abigail. You know that I never did any of this out of hate towards you, right? Since you know that already, then we can make up now. What are you talking about? Are you telling me that if you never had any intentions of being rude to me, that it's okay to say whatever you'd like? If that's your way of thinking about all of this, maybe it's time you go back to elementary school with your 3 kids and start the hell over. You need to learn about thinking before you speak. I am apologizing to you for all that, though. So stop talking about me like I'm some child. Come on now. You come back here and make up with Nate for me. Make up with Nate? There's no merit to that for me, so no way. Huh? Abigail? I'm tired of being looked down on by all you jerks. For a while now, I've done my best to fake a smile and act as though none of it bothered me, but now there's no reason for me to do that anymore. I am over this whole show of being a part of your brain-dead family and all their BS. Abigail, were you always the kind of woman to talk like that? I'm leaving your brother for good now, so who cares if I'm the nice girl anymore or not? And at this point, I'm tired of dealing with your crap as well, Maggie. You actually think you could sweep all your crap under the rug now and have me come back to live with you? No freaking way, you dog! But if you don't come back, I'll be next! Having to live in that small house was already tough, but then you came along with your 3 kids thinking it could work out. Stop playing around, Maggie. Your husband has a good job, so why the hell do you have to come back to live with your parents and brother when he can pay for you all to have a nice life somewhere else? That's not going to happen. Why not? My husband has taken on a lot of debt, and at the moment, it's all been going downhill for us. So our reasoning for coming back to my parents' place was to get help from them. Oh? So you just wanted to come back as little parasites to feed off your family then? This is not the time to be throwing words like that around. Well, no matter what you have to say about things now, I've had enough. Why? Do you not feel bad about any of this? Nope. I'm just a stranger. And I'm about to divorce your brother, so of course I don't feel a dang thing. Heck, you just told me you were bringing those kids of yours into your parents' house to be cared for by us, right? I mean, cared for by me, right? That's so far beyond impossible for me that I would collapse from disbelief had I stuck around to hear that face to face. Now go run along and get back to joining your family as you all go to hell. Ah, and I'm sure that you'll have to start paying off some loans soon as well for them, so good luck! In the end, the payments on the house and for the family had stopped, and everyone there was in a huge pinch. And as for Maggie and her family, who had been surrounded by debt, they weren't able to achieve their goal of leeching off her parents and started to slip down the slippery slope they'd been teetering on the edge of. Abigail was able to get a divorce from Nate, and that was followed by her being able to finally cut ties with that whole freeloading family. But since Abigail was no longer around, Maggie began to join her family in panic, followed by her finding a job herself, and then starting a new life of having to work hard all day and come home to caring for her 3 kids and the rest of the family all night. The cycle will continue like that for the rest of time, and I'm sure neither Maggie nor the rest of her disgraceful family will find a way out of it. At least in Abigail's world, she'll soon be able to forget about that whole family and move on to a fresh life where she can start saving up her well-earned money instead of handing it out to freeloaders. I'm sure Abigail will always be thankful for what Maggie did to help set her free.